Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Thursday, March the 21st. We got 6 games for Thursday. Do want to let you guys know that I won't be able to make a video for Friday's slate, and I usually don't upload on the weekend, so this will be my last video till Monday. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's go ahead and take a look at Thursday's slate. I'm going to give some of my early thoughts, go through each position, give my 5 plays for DK, 5 plays for Yahoo. 5 players that I like specifically for each site. So at point guard, we got Steph Curry at the top of this position, 9,300 against the Pacers. Don't really like Curry here. Boogie's expected to return for the Warriors, so the Warriors are going to be at full strength for this matchup with the Pacers. It's not a great matchup. There's just other ways I'd rather go. I think I'd rather play Luka for cheaper, $400 cheaper. Donovan Mitchell's in a really good spot against the Hawks. Devin Booker playing without T.J. Warren, without Kelly Oubre, without Tyler Johnson. Going to get a ton of usage. Don't mind him against the Pistons, so don't really see myself going to Curry today. None of the top options at point guard are going to be core plays for me. I think point guard has some good mid-range options. I think that's where you can find some really good plays. 2 guys I really like, Tyus Jones and Ricky Rubio. Definitely like both of them on Yahoo. Over here on Yahoo, Tyus Jones and Ricky Rubio are very cheap. Rubio's $18. Tyus Jones is $15. I like them both on Yahoo. On DraftKings, Rubio's a guy that I definitely like. Tyus Jones at 5,400, I think you can get away from. But he's still a good play in my opinion. The minutes are going to be there. Jeff Teague, Derrick Rose, both out. So Tyus Jones is going to be playing 33, 32 minutes in this game if the game's competitive. Pace up spot against the Hornets. Don't mind some Tyus Jones today, especially on Yahoo where he's only $15. But Rubio I love today on both sides. Great matchup with the Hawks. I imagine he gets back to full minutes here. He's been working his way up since he's came back from injury. His minutes have just started to trend up a bit every game. Like first game back from injury, I think he played like 20-something minutes. Let's see if I can find it here. I think he played 22 minutes and 22, 23, 27. Not sure what he's doing right now against the Knicks as I'm recording this video, but I think that game was like looking like a blowout. So maybe Rubio plays limited minutes on Wednesday, so he should be able to play 30 minutes here against the Hawks. If he plays 30 minutes in this matchup with the Hawks at only 5,200, you could easily get 35, 40 DraftKings points out of Rubio. Such a good matchup. Great spot to target some Jazz players today. I think Mitchell, Rubio, Joe Ingles, even like Rudy Gobert, all these guys are in really good spots against the Hawks. Pace up spot for the Jazz, so love Rubio today at 5,200. He's definitely one of my favorite cheap options if you're going cheap at point guard. Corey Joseph I don't love, but he's very cheap still. He's 3,900. He'll probably start. If Darren Collison's out, you could look to him for value, but I don't think he's a must now that he's up to 3,900. I think he was like almost the minimum last time he was on the slate, and he was pretty popular. Now that he's up to 3,900, definitely not as necessary. But let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. So at shooting guard, I do like Doncic and Booker, who I talked about. Bradley Beal on a back-to-back here against Denver. Probably can look elsewhere on this slate. I think there's other positions I'd rather pay $9K. Like if we look at center, you got Jokic for 96 and Drummond for 87, who I love both of those guys today. I would definitely play them over Beal. So if you were to pivot shooting guard, my favorite options here would probably be like Doncic, Booker, Mitchell. But again, don't think those guys are going to be core plays for me today. I think there really aren't any core plays that stand out at shooting guard. Like, don't see any guys I have to have at this position. Probably going to be playing like some Gary Harris here. I think Mikal Bridges at 4,300 is definitely fine. He played like 40 minutes last game with no Tyler Johnson, no Kelly Oubre. I expect Bridges starts again and probably plays 40 minutes again or close to that. So at 4,300, if you need a value, you could look there. You have Joseph you could play if Darren Collison's out. But that's probably where I'm going to shooting guard. Maybe some Joe Ingles if you want to go there. Maybe some Andrew Wiggins at 5,800. Jamal Murray at 6K as well against the Wizards. I don't mind if you want to play him. Great spot for Jamal Murray. He's been inconsistent lately, but this matchup is really, really good. So you could definitely go to Jamal Murray today. But let's go ahead and move on to small forward. At this position, pretty gross at the top. Kevin Durant at 9,100 I can definitely avoid on this slate. There's other places I'd rather spend my salary. Buddy Hield at 7K I don't mind against Dallas, but again, not a core play for me. This position is just pretty gross in general. Like, I'm definitely wanting to spend up at center, so I'm probably going to be trying to go cheap at positions like small forward. And there is a value that I do like at small forward. I like Josh Jackson. 4,800 on DraftKings. and he's power forward on Yahoo. He's $18 over here. We've seen his minutes really start to ramp up these last few games. Has played over 30 minutes in the last 2 games. And it makes sense because with Kelly Oubre, Tyler Johnson out, that just frees up more minutes for a guy like Josh Jackson, for a guy like Mikal Bridges. Both those guys are going to see increased minutes. 33 and 32 minutes last game for Jackson. Even coming off the bench, he's been playing 30-plus minutes. 37 and 30 DraftKings points. He's been productive as well. So I really like him here at 4,800. The price tag is still a little bit too cheap. I'd say he probably scores 30-plus DraftKings points again at 4,800. Just really hard to avoid with that price tag. Matchup with the Pistons is really not great, but when you just factor in the price, the points you expect him to score still remains too cheap for that price tag. So I do like Josh Jackson quite a bit. And then you can go to Bridges as well at 4,300. But if I could find the salary, I would rather play Jackson over Bridges. Jackson just more productive player. But let's go ahead and move on to power forward. So at power forward in the mid-range and at the top, there's really no guys I feel like I have to have. Like Blake Griffin gets a really good matchup today against the Suns, but Blake Griffin has just been so bad lately that I don't feel like I have to play him here, even at 7,800. John Collins kind of in a tough spot. Paul Millsap has a really good matchup with the Wizards, but Paul Millsap never a guy that I feel like I have to play. Usually never a core play for me unless it's just like a really short slate. There is some mid-range plays I like at power forward. Marvin Bagley, a guy that I like quite a bit today at 5,600 against the Mavericks. We saw Marvin Bagley in his last game against Brooklyn. Played 29 minutes. That's the most he's played since he came back from injury. They said they were going to limit his minutes a few more games since coming back from injury. 18, 19, 20, 21, and then 29 minutes last game against Brooklyn. So I would imagine the minutes restriction is gone for Marvin Bagley, and he's probably going to be playing 30 minutes a night, just rest of season. At 5,600, Bagley playing 30-plus minutes, easily giving you a point per minute, too cheap, even for this matchup with the Mavericks. I think Bagley probably gets you anywhere from 35 to 40 DraftKings points. At 5,600 on DK, he still remains underpriced. On Yahoo, he's 24, I believe. Yeah, he's 24. You could definitely play him over here, but not as excited to play Bagley, I think, on DraftKings. That's where he really stands out at just 5,600. Value-wise, at power forward, there's really no guys I feel like I have to have for cheap value plays. Like you can play Josh Jackson if you want to play him at power forward. But that's probably it for value plays here. Let's go ahead talk about center. This is definitely a position I do want to pay up today. The top 3 options, well, even the top 4 options really stand out to me. Towns at 10K against the Hornets. Really like him here with no Teague, no Rose. Towns does see a bump in usage with those guys off the floor. I think he's a really good play. Jokic in a great matchup with the Wizards. Love Jokic here facing a Wizards team. It's just really bad defensively against centers. Struggles to rebound. Jokic looks like a great play on both sides. 44 on Yahoo. Love that price for Jokic. I expect a monster game out of Jokic here. There's nobody on the Wizards that's going to be able to slow him down. The Wizards, we know, as a team are not good defensively, and they play at a very fast pace. So this feels like a smash spot for Jokic. His price tag has dropped a little bit because the production hasn't been that great lately. But I would imagine we get a pretty good game here out of Jokic. I would imagine we get a bounce-back game from him. Easily could go for 55, 60 DraftKings points. Might even be able to get a triple-double in this matchup. So Nikola Jokic, 9,600, one of my top plays on the slate. At center, I'm really trying to pay up for him. He just looks so good here in this matchup. Hopefully the game stays competitive. If it does, Jokic probably plays like 34, 36 minutes. Looks like a really good play. Then Andre Drummond as well, 8,700 against the Suns. Looks really nice. He's 45 on Yahoo. Still love him on Yahoo, even though he's more expensive than Jokic. Looks like a great play. Matchup's so good for Drummond. He's been so good lately. Last game against the Cavs with Blake Griffin out, he just looked really good. Was dominant on the boards. Had like 60, 65 DraftKings points, I believe. Had a monster game. Played 38 minutes, had 61 DK points, 21 and 21, 5 assists, a block, 2 steals. Drummond, even with Blake healthy lately, has been great. Been playing a ton of minutes. If the game's competitive, which I imagine this game can stay competitive, Drummond probably plays 36, 38 minutes here. Such a good matchup with the Suns. In 30 minutes against the Suns earlier this year, he put up 50 DraftKings points, 19 and 16 with an assist and 5 steals. Had 4 fouls in that game, but great spot for Drummond. Should be able to dominate on the glass. DeAndre Ayton, not the best rebounder. not the best defensive center either. So love Drummond, love Jokic, love Towns. I think all three of those guys are probably my favorite studs to pay up for on this slate. And obviously going to try and fit as many of them into my lineup as I can. Probably going to have a lot of like double center lineups where I go Towns, Jokic, Jokic, Drummond, Towns, Drummond, just kind of mix those three guys into as many lineups as I can. But if you aren't paying up at center, you could look to a guy like DeAndre Ayton, who I do like here at 6,900. He was very productive last game against the Bulls. He looked really good, kind of handled the offense. Him and Devin Booker did a lot of the heavy lifting with Oubre and Johnson out, and I imagine that continues here. In this matchup against this big Detroit front court, I imagine DeAndre Ayton's going to have to play as many minutes as he can handle. So at 6,900, in that mid-range, he looks really good if you want to play him today. Don't mind Miles Turner at 6,400, but if I could find the $500, I probably would try and get up to Ayton over him. Looking for value plays, there's really no value that I like at center. This is definitely a position I'm going to try and pay up as much as I can. I think small forward, point guard, power forward, those are positions you can go cheap with some of the guys I've talked about. Center today looks like a position I'm just going to try and fit in. It's top tier studs, the Towns, Jokic, Drummond, try and play as much of those guys as I can. So I think that is it for center, guys. I think that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Like I said at the beginning, I won't have any uploads till Monday. Not gonna have a video out for Friday, and won't have any videos out for the weekend. So have a good weekend, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you did enjoy, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.